you have remembered that in the church world for over 500 years, the church world kept saying that Joshua spoke and the sun stood still.
Joshua tells the sun, stand still. That one is not a law because nobody has replicated it. How do you look at the sun and tell it to stand still?
When you read Joshua chapter 10 from verse 12 to 14, Joshua 10, 12 to 14, the Bible tells us Joshua was fighting the battle of the Lord, and then the sun was about to set, and if the enemies will escape. Thank you, Lord. I decree to somebody here today, your enemies will not escape.
Hey! God, why now?
So Joshua raised his hand to God. We don't want these enemies to escape. So sun, don't set. Moon, stay where you are. I still have work to do. The Bible says the sun stood still.
That's what the church world has taught, but it is because the church world are not paying attention to intelligent reasoning. Because if the church world were paying attention to intelligent reasoning, you know that the sun never stops.
If the sun was to stand still as such, it probably wouldn't be the sun standing still, would it? It would be the earth standing. So that happened in about 12 minutes. Life on planet Earth, for the most part, would wind down. We are utterly dependent on photons, that is light particles, coming from the sun, because it affects our atmosphere, the air we breathe, it affects our plant life, which affects so many things in our ecosystem. So if this was true, even for just minutes, it would have dire consequences on the earth.
In case you think that that's just a myth, that it didn't happen. When science got to a stage when men wanted to send man to the moon, and they had to do some calculations, they discovered that a day is missing from the day the sun and the moon began to move. I did a little bit of mathematics, so we know a little about some of the things. They found a day missing in all calculations, and then they had to do some research, and somebody who was not a Christian, but at least had read the Bible, said, there's a place where they said the sun stood still.
This has led some people to speculate that NASA have actually done some calculations on Earth rotation and where we should be in our orbit and all the rest of it, and that there seems to be a day missing somewhere, and they suspect that's the explanation. When I've made some indirect contact with NASA, seriously, they have said, we've done nothing of the kind. It's actually what you're suggesting we've done is just not possible. You can't do it. So NASA haven't done it, and you may have heard that NASA have done that, and you have every good reason to treat that with a great deal of skepticism.
So it's not the sun that Joshua spoke to. Is the earth that Joshua spoke to. And when he spoke, the earth stopped and did not rotate. Because it is the rotation of the earth that brings sun and moon. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. It wasn't the sun that stood still. It was the earth that stood still from rotating. So that the sun will keep shining until the battle is won.
What causes the repeating pattern of day and night? In space, the Earth moves in different ways. One way the Earth moves is by spinning on its axis. An axis is an imaginary line that runs through the Earth's center. This spinning movement on its axis is called a rotation. As it rotates, part of the Earth is facing the sun. This part of the earth is lit up and experiences daytime. At the same time, the opposite side of the earth is facing away from the sun. This part of the earth is in darkness and it is nighttime. It takes the earth 24 hours to complete one rotation. The repeating rotation of the earth is why we experience the daily pattern of day and night. Here's a cool fact. The planets in the solar system rotate about their axis at different speeds. This means the length of a day on each planet is different. One day on Jupiter takes just 10 Earth hours. One day on Venus takes 243 Earth days. I think I'll call it a day now.
So that's why when we teach the Bible, we think as we are studying.